Hey, I'm glad you're here. My name is Jerrel. I develop games for a living, and the title that I just launched a couple weeks ago is The Hero of Destiny Was Killed by the Final Boss. The game is available on Switch eShop and Steam, and if you'd like a copy of the game, let me know through a DM via Instagram. I'm pretty bad at checking Instagram, but I will make an effort, so if you would like a copy of the game, send me a DM there. The link will be in the description. Today I'm going to share a starter guide so I can give some tips and advice on playing the game and just building a good party and a good team and leveling up your characters and your equipment. You might have noticed that the demo for Pragmata is not downloading, and that's because my console storage is full. But I do have here in my hot little hands a storage device which I will be installing into my Nintendo Switch. I have 512 fiddly diddly jiggledy bits, which will allow me to have more fun with my Nintendo Switch 2. So let's go ahead and boot up the game and we'll play some Hero of Destiny. Okay, right off the bat, something to keep in mind when you're just starting out is the game does have permadeath for all the characters. The game is designed specifically for that, but you can turn off the permadeath if you want. I'm going to turn permadeath off. Just makes the game a bit more chill and relaxing, but if you do want the challenge and the core experience of the game, permadeath on by default. You can turn high-res mode on or off. Let's go ahead and just turn that on. You can also turn on no EXP if you would like a real challenge, and you can turn on easy mode. That makes the game a bit more relaxing. Enemies will have half their HP, they'll deal half damage. We'll go ahead and just turn that on just so we can speed up the process of explaining some of the tips and tricks here. I'll go ahead and just load up my save file here. Now there are more than 50 playable characters. Every character here has a unique loadout when it comes to the weapons that they can use. So every character has 2 weapons and they have some skills. And every set of skills is useful in some way, but what we will do is just reset our party by speaking to the red book here, by checking the red book, and we'll remove all the members. I didn't have time during development to program a way to remove one member at a time. You'd be surprised how complicated that is in this kind of system where it's based on 8 characters and there's thousands upon thousands of lines of coding. And if I had added a way to remove characters one at a time this late in development, it would have resulted in some crazy glitches. I had uploaded some shorts where I was showing characters getting duplicated and then the entire party becoming just the one character. So I am looking to add the feature to remove just one character at a time in an upcoming update. So something that's important to keep in mind is your characters start out level 0. And if you look at the stats there, they're going to get splatted by enemies immediately. So what I want to do is grab this character, the Bug Collector, because the Bug Collector has a very useful ability here. So I'll press that. You can toggle through characters. Now, if you hold an attack button down, you can stay direction locked, and your entire party will stay direction locked. I'll have just the 2 characters for now as I explain the game, but as you go into people's houses or businesses, you will see some clothes here, and you should definitely equip your characters with some armor. So if we press minus or select, you can see the Bug Collector doesn't have any equipment, but I do want to give him some. So let's find some way to keep this character alive just a little bit more. If we go into the inn, there is a shirt here. I'll go ahead and take the cloth tunic, and they'll also give you a description on what the equipment does. You can see that my defense has gone up a little bit, so I have power of 8 and defense is 4. Now if we press start or plus, you can see that we have green drop as one of the resources, and that's, I have 250 of that. One of the most important things to do in this game to keep your characters alive, to basically find a way to keep these characters alive long enough to beat the final boss, is to upgrade your weapons and armor. So the armor and weapons are not your traditional swords and shields, they are just shirts and sticks and bug nets. So if we talk to the armorer here, we can upgrade our equipment. So that costs 50 green drop. He'll enhance the armor. But he knows this is not endgame armor. He knows it's almost a waste of time, but my defense has gone up a bit here. It's gone up to 5. So you can see that by collecting green drop, you can keep making your armor more and more powerful. And this is a way for you to level the playing field because the enemies are going to kick your butt. You can see some armor will make your HP increase as well. So let's check what weapons I have on my bug collector. I have a net and I have a rock. So this character is not really meant for combat. So there's a specific area set up for you to level up your characters. Generally, you want a full party of 8, but you're free to try and play the game with as many characters as you would like. There's badges you can earn to keep track of how many characters you've beaten the game with and which characters you've beaten the game with. But this area is designed to where the enemies are quite weak and they spawn frequently, so just keep a track of your health. And you can see that the net is not particularly strong, but you do have a pebble, and you can level up this throwing pebble to where this is he's not a great ranged character, but it's certainly better than nothing. And again, if you hold down the attack button, you can stay direction locked, and I did get an alert for a level up. And let me just look at my stats a little bit. So yeah, my power and defense have each gone up by 1. Okay, so you can see this spot is perfect for leveling up. Now, let's find an area where this bug collector will really be useful. So if we follow the path here, this will lead to the final dungeon. Now, we'll just keep going. I don't want this guy to follow me. I don't want to get ambushed here. Follow the little path, and not that far north of town, you'll see a sign here. And there's a warning here that says that monsters here will throw magic balls. Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Now, this is just a little bug net, but what we will see are enemies that throw projectiles. Now, if a character has a catching net, you can catch projectiles out of thin air. They can also catch projectiles that enemies leave on the ground. So I'm going to use my catching net, and you can see that not only does it stop the projectile, but it also adds to my inventory magic balls. Now, the reason why you don't want 8 characters in your party is they can get hit pretty easily doing this, and you can end up ruining your grind run, basically. So you're allowed to grind for... Oh no, it's my... ow, I got hit. So there is a cooldown meter on that. I'm too far, I've missed it. I'll just wait for him to throw another one. Oh no! Ow, I got hit. Okay, you have to watch him for his animation. Oh no, he's gonna charge. Oh, okay, my guy got hit. Okay, wait for the animation. There we go. And I caught it. So let's just go ahead and defeat this enemy now that we've got a bunch of magic balls from him. You can see that is an armor break animation that lets you know that they're stunned, which means you can now flinch the enemy. You can't normally flinch the enemy with your attacks, but that little animation shows an armor break, which means that they are stunned and you can deal some knockback and they won't hit you during the time that they are armor broken. So if we check my resources, I have more magic balls now, and let's see what magic balls are useful for. If we go, I'm taking a shortcut through town, aren't I? Let's see what this building says. This is the blacksmith. I'll go ahead and use my magic balls to power up my weapons here. So if you go to your character menu and press the A button, you can see that you have levels on your weapons. I have level 0 on the bug net, level 0 on the pebble. I believe my pebble was doing 8 damage, but it probably would be doing 9 now with that level up. So I'm going to level up my second weapon. And I'll just do it again. Here we go. That's used up some of my magic balls. And you'll know which one is the first and second weapon if you open your character menu with the select or minus button. You can see that the pebble is in the second slot. It's now level 2. Press the A button there to toggle back and forth. Okay, and I want to level up my armor just a little bit more now. So this armor leveling up might also increase my max HP as well. It depends on the character. Now, if you want to level up the equipment for the other characters, you just put that character in first place. Let's go ahead and give this character... We'll level up his armor once. Okay, we'll switch and then level up this character's armor as well. And you are free to switch armor freely. Your character leveling up their armor, the level is connected to the character. So if I switch armor, for example, I'm currently wearing a cloth tunic and the cloth tunic is level 2. If I switch to a padded shirt, which is different armor, you can see that it's still level 2, so you don't have to level up individual pieces of armor separately. And that is made that way so that it's not frustrating, because you can lose characters through permadeath. And I want people to experiment playing with a bunch of different characters, so that is more in line with having fun. It's less realistic, but it's more fun, it's more satisfying and rewarding. Let's go ahead and now recruit an accountant, and we'll take the accountant with us. And the reason why the accountant is so important is he has an ability called Audit, and Audit increases the party speed. So let's see. I'll put the accountant in first place, and I'll give him the adult pants. And the adult pants increases the attack and the defense of a character, but it reduces the movement speed, but we can offset that with our Audit. Now let's take a look at some abilities. Let's just go ahead and grab some characters now. Every character is useful in some way. So we'll take Man with us. We'll head out into the field, and when you want to heal your characters, you simply go to the inn, and you rest at the inn. I don't currently need to heal right now, but you simply rest at the beds here anytime you wish to recover your health. These books are very useful here. They'll give you some advice. We can discuss that at another time as well, but there are 2 books that will give you information and insight onto the mechanics of the game. Let's just go ahead and grab one more character. Let's go ahead and grab the Poet. Okay, we have some characters. Let's head out into battle. But we can see, I believe the Poet doesn't have any equipment, but we can come back later on. Let's just go ahead and see what our abilities do. Head to our leveling up spot, and this is the ideal spot. If you've got new characters, you can have characters that are higher level, some that are lower level, and as long as the character makes some contact with the enemy, if the character hits the enemy, they will earn experience. You see, sometimes they don't receive experience. It means that that character did not participate in beating up that enemy. It's good to have a healer in your group to some degree. There are no powerful healing spells. These are all just normal, everyday people. So the healing abilities in this game are not particularly powerful. So it looks like my Pebble is doing a fair bit more damage now. Let's just keep track of how much. And again, hold the attack button down and you can stay locked to a direction. I'm doing 10 to this enemy. So now let's take a look at our abilities and see what's useful. We have 2 characters that are able to reduce the party's cooldown meters. So perform Audit to speed up our party. We'll have Man throw some pesticides and we'll see the effect. That is now dealing damage over time to the enemy. And we have Throw Rock. If we throw Rock, it did significantly more damage. So my Pebble does 10 damage, but if I throw a rock, and what we'll do is that we'll switch the Bug Collector out of first place. So if you have a character that you are not directly controlling, if a character is not in first place, if you use a projectile attack, they will automatically lock on to the enemy that they've engaged with last. So you can see I did 32 damage there, and normally I have to wait for my cooldown meters, but I'll go ahead. Ooh, I do have a healer here. I have refreshments. That's 10 HP. It restores poison. And now I can use Hurry Up, and we'll watch my cooldown meters. You see it significantly reduced those cooldown meters. So this is very much about party synergy. I have 2 characters with projectiles, so you can see that red indicator on their health meter. The red square there, the red diamond, lets you know that they are locked onto an enemy. So you can see that character turned around because they've locked onto an enemy. See, I didn't have a red diamond on the Bug Collector just then, so he did not lock onto an enemy. But they do have the red diamond on there now, so if I use these projectile abilities, you'll see they'll lock on to that enemy. So that's something to keep in mind to make sure that your characters are going to lock onto an enemy. If these characters were heroes, it would be interesting if they had all kinds of powerful magic spells and you got to manage your mana and your resources and your magic. This isn't that kind of game. This is not a typical RPG, and I wanted to create a game that gave people a different kind of experience, something new and interesting, because we've all played RPGs. We expect RPGs to work a certain way, and because this is not a game where you play as the heroes, you play as NPCs, I wanted mechanically the game to feel different and refreshing and interesting, and I wanted to make it feel like you're almost always on the back foot, because you are not playing as the heroes, you're playing as characters that are meant to be very weak. And I think this kind of experience, I think it's interesting. So those are the tips that I wanted to share with you today. I'll be uploading more episodes to share more advice and tips for the game as well. I hope you have fun, and remember, you gotta equip some armor. Get some armor on your characters and then level up your armor and your weapons. Thanks very much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the game, and if you'd like a copy of the game, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll try to check the Instagram again. I don't really use it. I only check it for DMs in situations like this where people would like a download code for the game. Take care of yourselves. Be well. All right. Hope you have fun. I'll see you around.